I'm so pleased to present the Britannia Award for British Artist of the Year to my friend, the incredibly talented actress, producer, and writer, and my on-screen droid lover, Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Thank you so much. Thank you, BAFTA LA, for giving me this award. And thank you for corralling these incredible people into that video and getting them to say all those things. I mean, it really hadn't hit me until now. Just what an amazing person I am. No, really, this is a huge honor, and it's so special to be given something like this and that you make something like that. So thank you so much. And thank you, Donald. When we were filming Star Wars, I was so excited because obviously Atlanta had inspired me massively, and I've been a fan of Donald since a long time ago. But our characters had such great chemistry, and I thought it was because me and Donald had really great chemistry. But then I had to take my droid costume off to go to the loo, and when I came back, I saw him sitting next to it, and it still had chemistry. And I was like, all right, okay. But then I saw him just get up and pick up a cup of coffee, and everyone was like, whoa, sparks flying between Donald and that cup of coffee. And it turns out that he's just one of those people who creates electricity with anything he looks at or touches in the world in a way that so few can. And he's a good friend and a true artist, and I'm so grateful for his work and that you came here tonight for me. Thank you. This has been the most extraordinary year of my life. And as you've seen, I've been fortunate to work with geniuses, and I have so many to thank for it. But I'm going to roll them all up into one and thank a woman who's been with me every step of the way, and she's been behind the scenes, and someone who isn't sort of talked about that much, and her name is Jenny Robbins. And some people know. And she was brought on to Killing Eve as a story producer in the early stages to help me storyline. And then she came with me, / I stole her to come with me to Fleabag 2 as story producer. And now I've emotionally and professionally handcuffed her to myself for the rest of my career, if not my life. Because she has been across every thought I've ever had, every joke I've ever put on a wall, any idea, she doesn't forget any idea I've ever had. A bad joke has not ever been confiscated. She has remembered every joke I've written, and sometimes just when I've discarded them 6 months previously, she's brought it back out and used it to solve entire plot holes. There isn't a draft that she doesn't know inside out. She's the barometer for what is good and what is awful with everything that I've written over the last year and a half. And she's been a sounding board, a structure machine, and a spectacular friend. And the only piece of writing I haven't sent her is this paragraph of this speech, which I know she would have improved, if not approved of, had I done so. But it's a little anecdote about Jenny. Towards the end of writing Fleabag, I was at her house in the countryside, and it was 3 a.m., and her family was sleeping quietly upstairs, and I was stuck on a script knot. And she wouldn't rest or go to bed or go to sleep until we solved it. And we were turning it over and over and over, and we were going mad and coming up with all sorts of terrible ideas, when suddenly an enormous hornet came flying into the living room out of nowhere in the middle of the night. Anyway, we got it out, then we calmed down. But before we knew it, another enormous hornet came flying into the room, and we got that one out. But this whole thing had exhausted us beyond being able to work anymore, so we had to go to bed. So I climbed into mine in the spare room and turned the lights off, only to hear, moments later, an enormous hornet enter my room. And I screamed, and of course Jenny came running in to save me, she often does. And she fearlessly chased the hornet until it seemingly disappeared. It turned out it was actually sitting on her leg the whole time, which is funny now, but wasn't then. But in the end, all the hornets left the house, and we went to bed. We were flummoxed by the surprise hornets, and without now finishing they had no hope of finishing the script. We went to bed, and the next day, we woke up and completely cracked the knot in the story. We never saw those hornets again. They came from nowhere, shook everything up, and solved everything, which is basically what Jenny did for me. So thank you, Jenny, my story hornet. This is dedicated to you. And thank you, BAFTA, for giving me the chance to thank her. I also want to thank my agents at UTA, Independent, Hatton, McEwen, Penford. I love you all so much, and thank you for guiding me and being so fun, as well as everything else through it all, and for the BBC and for Amazon for commissioning Fleabag. It's been an incredible year. I'm so lucky to have been able to make the work that I really dream of making. And I'd like to say particularly to Amazon, thank you for co-producing Fleabag instead of remaking it, which is a real mark of change in the industry and a bridge between the UK and American work that has changed my life and so many other people. Jackie Chan, Jane Fonda, Steve Coogan, Jordan Peele, Norman Lear. I'll see you at the bar. Thank you so much, everyone.